Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. I'm so glad you are joining me in this episode again. For the past week, I've been talking to a few people. When I say talking to a few people, it's actually trying to give them advice. And three of them seems to have the same, you know, kind of circumstances. And that just made me feel, okay, today, maybe we talk about this word. And that word is discouragement. Discouragement is something that happens to each and every one of us. Discouragement is as old as creation. If you look at the story of creation, the story of Adam and Eve, you will see that there was also discouragement. And when you look at the entire Bible, you will see people who are discouraged at one point or another. It is the fact of life, discouragement. Life is full of challenges. It's full of trials. It's full of unexpected storms that come our way. And there are times when we feel weary, when we feel overwhelmed, and when we feel discouraged. But as believers, God has actually called us to stand firm in faith and say no to discouragement. And today, in this episode, we just want to explore how we can overcome this word that is called discouragement, how we can walk in victory that God has already prepared for us. So let's start with the word discouragement. What exactly is discouragement? Discouragement, when you look at it, is simply the loss of confidence. You've lost hope. You don't have that enthusiasm to go on anymore due to difficulties, due to setbacks, due to things that are happening in your life. And it can come from unfulfilled expectations. Sometimes we build so much expectations in life that when it is not fulfilled, it leads to discouragement. You can read Proverbs 13:12. It could also come as a result of delay and waiting for God promises. And of course, that's where most people get discouraged. When God has promised you and you are not aligning your time with God's time, because God's time is the best time. It's never too late. It's never in a hurry. But once He says it, it is going to come. It can also come as a result of opposition from enemies. Nehemiah suffered this. In the Bible, if you read Nehemiah 4:1-3, you will see where he had this discouragement from opposition. It could come as a result of personal failures or mistakes. And of course, we make mistakes all the time. And if you don't handle these mistakes very well, it can lead to discouragement. However, the Bible tells us that we do not have to remain discouraged. And that is the beauty of us being Christians, because God is with us and His plans for us are always good. You know that wonderful Bible passage that we're always reading, Jeremiah 29:11. His plans for us are always good. The Bible itself is full of people who were discouraged. It's full of people who have gone through the thing that you think you are going through now, even worse thing that you think you're going through. Moses, as an example, he was facing rejection from his own people that he was trying to help. Can you beat that? Somebody that you are trying to help rejected you. That is the height of discouragement. You can read that in Exodus 3:1-12. Moses felt inadequate when God called him because of his past, because of the experience that he's had. But God promised him that He will be with him. And the same thing God is promising you and I, that whatever we're going through right now, He is with us. Another person that faced discouragement that we can talk about is Elijah. Elijah, when fear overcame faith in 1 King 19, 3-4. This is somebody who has wrought massive miracle. And after that victory that he had, fear crept in to the extent that he was even asking God to take his life. David is another person in the Bible who faced personal failure to the extent that his own people were saying they were going to stone him. 1 Samuel 30. That they were going to stone him, but he encouraged himself in the Lord. And that is what I'm telling you today, that you need to encourage yourself in the Lord. And what about when we talk about the likes of Apostle Paul? He went through a series of problems, series of challenges, series of discouragement to the extent that he was begging God to take the thing away from him. And God said, no, that's his grace is sufficient. And that's what I'm telling you today, that whatever you are going through, God's grace is sufficient for you. There's no way you go through what Paul has gone through. But then he persevered to the end. So then, how do we overcome discouragement? If you're going through any form of discouragement, how do you overcome it? Trust in God's promises. If he has promised, he will never fail you. Isaiah 41:10. Just trust in God's promise for your life and keep reading that promise to yourself over and over again. The other thing you need to do to overcome discouragement is fix your eyes on Jesus. You see, when you fix your eyes on God and not the problem, you see God as being bigger than the problem, and that is a consolation. Fix your eyes on Jesus Christ. Hebrews 12:2. The next thing you need to do is speak words of faith and encouragement. I mean, this is where you then need to also have association of people who are positive, not the negative type. Because if your association is full of negative people, that will even create more issues for you. So you need to speak faith to encourage yourself. You need to be in the midst of people who will encourage you. You need to pray and cast your burden on God. Philippians 4:6-7. 1 Peter 5:7. Cast your burden on God. He is the only one that can see you through. No man can see you through. In fact, if you depend on man, men are going to disappoint you. Men are going to stab you at the back. Men are going to do things that will even make life more miserable for you. And that is why you need to cast your burden on God. Surround yourself with encouragers. You need to surround yourself with encouragers. 1 Thessalonians 5:11, you can read it on your own. And then keep moving forward in faith. No matter what you are going through right now, you just keep moving forward in faith. As believers, we are meant to say no to discouragement because God is with us. We have victory in Christ Jesus, and God's plan for us is good. And when you see all these things and you prophesy to yourself, you will be able to overcome discouragements. I hope this message has blessed you, and if it has, please do share it with others so that they can also be blessed. Once again, my name is Pastor James Egodibe, and I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, Derby, 55 Woods Lane, DE22 3UD. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we have wonderful brethren who welcome you with an open hand, and we will be looking to see you one day to worship with us. Thank you, and God bless you. See you in the next episode. Bye.